What's going on, Titan Nation? I know y'all can hear me good. Hopefully, my mic will let me get through the whole episode. Hopefully, I can get through the whole episode without um, without it going out on me, as I've had some issues with that. But we definitely gonna definitely try to have some fun. Okay, so we're definitely gonna get things going in just a bit. Hopefully, everybody can come on in and um definitely join me. Hope everybody doing all right. I see Reggie B is up in here, and we definitely gonna get into that. Definitely make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the show. Definitely do that for me. That helps with that helps with getting the word out to everybody else, and also getting word out um, to others so that others can come on in as well. So definitely do that for me. I would really appreciate it. And like I said, we're gonna definitely get this show started in just a few seconds. Hopefully, everybody doing all right, and we are gonna go ahead and get the show started. And also, I have a super chat goal. I definitely gonna have to get with Mr. Philly Titan. Got a super chat goal. Uh, the highest super chat, the highest super chat of the day, um, will get to become a special guest. Will get to be a special guest on a show, on a future show, and everything. So definitely gotta give a shout out to Mr. Philly Titan, who definitely gave a big super chat during the draft, during our round one draft coverage. So I definitely do appreciate that. And we are going to get ready to get started right now. So everybody, welcome. Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? Welcome into another edition of TNT Tonight, the draft review edition. I am your host, Chris, aka Blu Enforcer, and we're gonna have a very good show for you on this evening. Of course, definitely make sure y'all go follow me on Facebook at Chris A. Newell. I'm working on trying to see about getting the Facebook page back up. Um, Facebook gave me some issues and things like that. And so I'm definitely trying to work around that. Also, follow me on Twitter X at TNT Blu Enforcer. That's at TNT BLUEN number 4CER. And then also on Instagram at Titans underscore N underscore truth. Definitely make sure y'all follow me there as well. Um, and I would definitely appreciate the love and support there as well. I'm actually putting this on the Instagram page as we speak. So uh, definitely looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward. Hopefully that trying to grow the channel and things like that. Have some work that I have coming up. I'm gonna definitely do a little bit of rebranding. Definitely putting some things together um, that will make the show a lot definitely make the show a lot more appealing. Definitely just trying to put some things together to make it so that the show gets a little bit bigger and gets a broader audience. So I'm definitely working on that. I appreciate those who have been sticking with me from the beginning, and I love each and every one of y'all. And those who are new to the channel, definitely go ahead and come on in, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. I guarantee you won't regret it. I'm definitely going to work putting some new things together. And also, I'm going to be making sure um, I'm gonna be making sure that I put this out. I'm gonna be doing some more shorts, more content. I'm gonna be doing shows on Thursdays now instead of Wednesdays because that is my normal night, my one of my nights off. Because I work two jobs, so that's why I haven't really been on as much in the past. But I am returning, so we're definitely gonna make this happen. So again, make sure y'all spread the word out. Like I said, Reggie B, what's up? Titan South, what's going on? Uh If Warren Moon blessed Cam Ward with the number one, he's got to win us our first Super Bowl. True enough. Daniel Berry, what's going on? Says afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Caesar says hands down, you are hands down the best Titan content on any platform. Man, I appreciate that very much. Thank you for the sentiment. Thank you so much for that. And everything. I definitely do appreciate that. I try my best to be number one. I definitely try my best to be number one. I know there are some other content creators that do a lot of great work. Shout out to guys like Titan Upload. Shout out to guys like Tennessee Titans Weekly, who have been down for me. Guys like Titans Rossi, who have been down definitely with me. Power Hour, got to give it up to those guys. Titan Anderson, I can't forget about him either. I've been meaning to link up with him. It's just sometimes our schedules conflict because he's out on the West Coast and things like that. So definitely shout out to them. And definitely shout out to Tyler Rowland, Locked On Titans. I haven't gotten him on yet, but that is a work in progress. That much I guarantee you. So let's go ahead and get into the show again. Make sure y'all share the show out, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also, again, say how you feel, TV. What's up, Bob Blue Fire? You know. Again, I have a goal. Highest super chat of the night will get to be a special guest. And definitely hang on to the end. And definitely I will get with your information and things like that. And we'll definitely set something up. Most definitely, whether we have to record or do something else. So please get those like up, subscribe. Super chats are definitely appreciated as well. But let's get right into the draft. We had the draft last week. Our class is official. They had a press conference today as well, and we're definitely going to talk about all of that. Traylon Burks' fifth-year option officially declined. Has been declined. An absolute surprise to no one on that one. Definitely I'm not surprised with that at all. But let's go quickly through the draft class. First off, number one pick, Cam Ward. Number one pick, Cam Ward. I think this is a slam dunk pick. I really think this guy, he could become something special. Now, we got to wait and see it on the field, see if his game can translate to the NFL. So I'm already dubbing him the next Patrick Mahomes. What's up, kid? I know you the hater of the channel, but I appreciate you nevertheless anyway. Um, I really like this pick, and more than quite a bit of what I see on the field. And I'm going to be watching more because I'm definitely going to go watch some more Miami games because one of his teammates, also one of our undrafted free agents, which I'll talk about in just a minute as well, a little bit as well. Um, he just seems like he is such a humble and good young man. I mean, he he's not out for the glitz and glamour and the spotlight and all this, that, and the other. This dude just wants to play ball. And I see that because in the draft, he wore like just a very simple outfit. It wasn't, glitzy. It wasn't all, you know, um, it wasn't as the ladies like to call it, it wasn't flashy at all. It was a very simple suit, a very simple chain, and that was it. That was it. He kept it simple. And I kind of like that. I mean, I don't mind a little flash, but there are some guys when they dress for the draft, I mean, they'll have like 2 or 3 chains on. They'll have the most flashiest outfit in the world and everything. and sometimes it's a bit too much. Um, I just thought it was a very simple outfit. I liked it. He got the call for the Tennessee Titans. I could tell he kind of got emotional, busted the tears a little bit. And I could tell he's like, he's so happy to be the number one pick and he's glad to be picked by the organization. He seemed like he really wanted to be here. And I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that with Cam Ward. Did not, and I will call out ESPN, blatant disrespect by ESPN to just shun him like that. Um, for all they kept doing, um, all they kept doing was talking about um Shador the whole time. Shador, while he was being selected. And it's like right when Cam was getting selected, he coming up to the commissioner, ESPN, they quickly went talking about the trade that the Jags made to move up to 2. And all they kept doing was talking about that. And they didn't even talk about Cam at all. And ESPN doesn't even show his interview after he got picked. Blatant disrespect by ESPN. If I'm the Tennessee Titans, I show them that. I'll be like, you see the disrespect that we get as an organization? They're disrespecting you. Use that. Show them they better respect you. Put some respect on the name Cam Ward. And I think he's going to do that. So absolutely love the pick. I enjoyed the press conference. You saying I didn't really do that much research on Warren Moon. I'm like, you did. You know a little bit about Warren Moon. You coming to this organization. And I loved the fact that Warren Moon blessed him with the number 1. He basically said, hey, I wore the number 1 for the Oilers and for this organization. I want you to create your own legacy with number 1 for the Tennessee Titans. Create your own legacy with this number. So he blessed him with the number 1. So Cam Ward will be wearing number 1 for the Tennessee Titans. And I thought it was a beautiful moment. It was a very beautiful moment. I've already pre-ordered my Cam Ward jersey. Already done. It's already done. It's in the works. I've already done that. So I will have my Cam Ward jersey ready to go for the beginning of the year and everything. And also the schedule release May 14th. I'm already trying to mark on the calendar whenever that day comes out. Titans, Raiders in Las Vegas. I am going to be in Vegas for that game. And so I'm definitely going to try to do everything I can to maybe even do a either like a pregame maybe the night before and a postgame that night from Vegas. So I will definitely do that. So definitely that's going to be something that comes later. So definitely be on the lookout for that. So absolutely love the pick of Cam Ward. And I think he could be something very, very special. I think I saw the over-under, maybe under 3,200 yards. I'm taking the over. I think I'm going to take the over on that. And I am going to definitely put somebody in. He's going to throw over 3,200 yards. Definitely going to throw around 20 to 25 touchdowns. I am definitely all for that. I believe the over-under for the Titans is 5.5. I'm inclined to take the over, but not 100% certain just yet. I got burned the last time. Because I thought we were going to win like 7 games, and we only ended up winning 3. So that's that on that. Now, going into the second round. The second round, and I like Reggie B comment right here. He's saying as long as the O-line can do their job, he's gonna be a beast. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. If the O-line can do their job, and Peter Skoronski spoke today, he said, it's going to be both rewarding and challenging to block for him because obviously he's a playmaker. You know, he can move around in the pocket, extend plays. So that means the offensive line is going to have to be able to hold their blocks up maybe a little bit longer. But if they can do that, it could be very rewarding with that. So say how you feel. TV says, I'm excited to see what he can do. I am too. I am very excited to see what he can do. Is it going to be all easy and everything? Absolutely not. He's going to have his challenges. He's going to have his bumps in the road. We know that. I see another hater, XD Gamer, in here. I know he's excited about Travis Hunter, and I'm kind of looking forward to that matchup too. Cam Ward versus Travis Hunter, and also he might get burned by Alec Aluminor twice a year as well. So we're going to talk about that too. But going into the second round, we were at pick 35. I figured that was where we were going to trade back. And we did do exactly that. We traded back from 35 with the Seattle Seahawks and picked up, we traded back to pick 52, but we also picked up an extra third round pick at pick 82, which was what the Tennessee Titans wanted to do. They wanted to pick up an extra third round pick, and they did. So they did get that third round pick. In the second round, they picked back to 52, and they drafted Femi Oladipo, linebacker out of UCLA. Now, this one had me scratching my head a little bit because I thought there were some better players on the board at that time. I thought there were better players on the board at the time that they picked. Now, if they had not traded back, they could have had, maybe a Luther Burden. You could have had, a Luther Burden, a Donovan Ezeraku. Donovan Ezeraku. You could have had maybe the safety, Nick Emanwari. You could have had him. And where they picked some guys that were behind him. Trey Harris, the wide receiver from Ole Miss. You could have picked him. I know they were talking about either Ozzie Trapilio, offensive tackle of Boston College, which I wouldn't have been too thrilled about. Mike Green, the pass rusher from Marshall that went to the Ravens. A couple of those guys. If you wanted a safety, Andrew Mbuka, Bukuba, from Texas, you could have picked him. There were a couple of guys that were behind that you could have picked at 52 instead of Femi Oladipo. This one, I know they picked strictly off of potential. Kyle Williams was another one that you could have had. You could have had one of those guys instead. But I think they reached on Femi Oladipo. I think he would have been there. I think he possibly would have been there round 3. And so that one had me scratching my head a little bit. I just wasn't feeling that one. Maybe, I do like his attitude. I saw a couple clips of his interviews. He seems to have a great attitude. A great attitude. He was playing off-ball inside linebacker and had to switch to edge rusher in the middle of the season. And they like the fact that that he could drop back into coverage and things like that. But if you're picking him as an edge, he better be able to get to the quarterback. And so they're really drafting off of potential. And that's something that I'm kind of slightly worried about a little bit with that pick. So that one, I would probably say, was my least favorite pick of the night. Then in the third round, with the extra pick we had, we draft at 82, Kevin Winston Jr., a safety out of Penn State. Again, at first, I was scratching my head. But the more and more I kept hearing, and there was a lot of people that liked Femi Oladipo as well. The more and more I kept hearing about Kevin Winston, the more and more I was kind of starting to come around to him. because there were some experts that said if he had not gotten hurt, he would have got drafted a lot higher than the third round because they feel like this dude definitely is a good tackler, good in run support, is definitely all around good safety. Does need to improve a little bit in pass coverage, but they're like, this guy is a dog. And if he's completely healthy, he could be a diamond in the rough. Again, it had me thinking a little bit, but the more and more I'm hearing about Winston, the more and more that I'm coming around to being like, okay, you know what? I can work with this. I mean, right now, the main thing you got is Amani Hooker and Xavier Woods as your safeties and Mike Brown. Right now, Kevin Winston will probably be your third safety right now. And he could be the heir apparent, although I think Amani Hooker should stay. But I think he could be the guy maybe replaces Xavier Woods at some point, depending on how the season goes with that. So it'll be very interesting to see how that pick go. I see XD saying Cam Ward will underperform year one. I don't think Travis Hunter's going to do that great in year one either. We're going to see. Trevor Lawrence ain't exactly a world-beating quarterback. So we'll see about that. Over Chicken, what's up? Yeah, I know it's been a while, but I am returning. I'm going to be getting back to being more consistent. So trust me on that. I'm going to be doing like these type of videos. I'm going to be doing some shorts. I'm going to be putting out a lot more content, and it won't be just about the Tennessee Titans either. If I see something that just interests me as far as sports, or anything, I may do a quick short about it. So do be on the lookout for stuff like that as well. He said, I don't like Oladeo, not a good pick. I didn't like the Winston pick. Like you said, it sounded like he would have been a top pick if he never got hurt. So we'll definitely see that. Dr. Stone, been waiting on this live. Subcrit. Dr. Stone, appreciate you coming back in here. I appreciate y'all returning to me and everything. So yeah, second and third round kind of had me a little baffled. And then we go into day 3, which I thought day 3 was an excellent day for the Tennessee Titans. Started off a little rocky with Kamire DK, but he is a wide receiver. So they finally go wide receiver. They went wide receiver their next 3. They went pass catchers next 3 picks. Kamire DK from Florida, a guy that does have some speed, runs like a, I believe he runs a, like a 4.4. I want to say like a 4.3, 4.34, 40 or something like that. Like 4.37. Definitely has some speed to him. I definitely saw a couple of clips of him at Florida. I did like some things. He does seem like he can run some routes. And then also, he could be our he could be our punt returner. I think that's another reason why they went with him, because we do need a punt returner. And so he will definitely have the chance to compete for that. And then another pick that I think is probably the slick dark horse, underrated, slick good pick. And that is Gunnar Helm, tight end out of Texas. I really think this guy is going to be good. He may not have the speed, but this guy, if things go right, I think he could become one of the better tight ends in football. I think he's going to be up there. He could get up there. I'm not going to say it just yet, but I think this is the sneaky pick that is going to be good that nobody saw coming. He's the guy that nobody's going to see coming, and he could shine. I can't remember who it was, but there's somebody out there that's like, Gunnar Helm might overtake Chig. Gunnar Helm might take Chig's spot and be that number 1 tight end. And so, I'm like, ooh, that is, that's interesting. We definitely, I could definitely see that, that he could be that, he could be that sneaky good one that nobody sees coming. So I definitely I like Texas being on the Titans, so there goes his potential. Well, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, like I said, Travis Hunter's probably gonna get burned down there in Jacksonville. He's not gonna be happy. Got picked down there, and I gave him quite a bit. I gave him a first round pick next year as well. But I mean, Travis Hunter, he can play on both sides. We might tire him out. All right, here we go again. We'll see about this audio. Crap. All right. Well, let's try this again. I'm back on. You know it. Well, it's about 25 minutes. It was about 25 minutes before I figured my mic was going to act like a fool. So, again, we're definitely going to work that out. Like I said, I'm going to be working on getting some new equipment. So, trust me on that. I might just have a microphone that doesn't even have to go into the computer and y'all can hear me just fine. So, um, yeah, Gunnar Helm, I think is going to be the slick, underrated pick that ends up being good. The next pick I really did like, Alec Aluminor out of Stanford. I think this guy is going to start. I think this guy, he could be the guy that starts opposite Calvin Ridley. Even though you do have Tyler Lockett, and I think Lockett is going to be more in the slot. I think he's gonna be in the slot. Ayomanor. I mean, again, I'm gonna get his name right. I thought it was Illuminor, Ayomanor. Okay, Ayomanor, Ayomanor. Okay, we gonna get that right. But I definitely liked him out of Stanford. The guy that could be that X receiver. So outside of Calvin Ridley, and say how you feel. I'm gonna have to yeah, say how you feel. Definitely hit me up. Whether it be on Facebook, definitely hit me up on Facebook, Chris A. Newell. You'll see me with a Titans vest on. Hit me up there, or my email. I'm actually I'm just putting my information, a little information down now. So definitely there. And then Awaken to the Eternal.com said, I think all three rookie wide receivers are going to play huge roles. DK, Yomanor, and Restrepo. I think it's going to be very interesting. So I definitely do like the Yomanor pick. Then they went with in the fifth round. You got Jackson Slater, uh, guard center out of Sacramento State. He could be a guy that ends up being the heir to Kevin Zeitler, or he could end up being at center if Lloyd Cushenberry is not ready for the season, or goes down at any point. Um, so we're definitely got to see with him. I haven't really watched Sacramento State games. Um, Okay, I got you. Say how you feel. My brother, my Blue 5 brother. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely get with him on that. Shout out to my guy, Say How You Feel TV, Blue 5. Um, so I think Jackson Slater, definitely is going to be able to compete. Definitely for a backup role, at least right now, with the potential of becoming a starter. So I definitely could see that as well. And then of course in the 6th round we go defensive back Marcus Harris from Cal. Not very familiar with him. And then of course Kyle Mullings, running back from Michigan, could be that power back that we really need. So all in all, I class the Femi Oladejo pick I thought would be the suitable pick for me. I did like to trade back, and we did all of this, and we didn't have to give up any picks in 2026 or 2027. So we have all of our picks. We have a pick in every round for 2026 as well as 2027 right now. Overchick says the reason Ayomanor fell was because he was from Stanford. They said Stanford was the reason he had a bad year. They think he would have been a top 30 pick if he wasn't at Stanford. We're definitely gonna find out. Um, they got great value for him where they picked him. Excellent value um on that. So I think that was a blessing for us. Now, a few agents that we brought in, of course, the main one undrafted free agent we brought in now is Cam Ward's teammate Xavier Restrepo from Miami. Probably the most popular. He caught, I believe he caught like over 60 passes for more than 1,100 yards last season with Cam Ward. So they already have a rapport. They already have a familiarity with each other. So I think Restrepo is definitely going to make the team. If Cam Ward's got anything to say about it, they're definitely going to make that happen. Um, some other guys I've heard about that were very interesting. A gentleman by the name of Brandon Crenshaw Dixon out of Florida, an offensive tackle, could definitely be a guy that could add some depth behind J.C. Latham and Dan Moore. Of course, NPF got released, so they definitely need a backup tackle, and so there's him right there. Also, another guy, Devontae O'Malley, defensive tackle from Northern Illinois. I've definitely heard a lot about him. And I want to say he might have been the one that got the highest amount of money for a undrafted free agent, if I'm not mistaken. Um, he definitely got quite a bit. So he better step up and try to make this team. Some other guys, Isaiah Rakes for a nose tackle from Auburn, could be a big guy. Definitely could be behind Tavondre Sweat. So I mean, they definitely are trying to bolster up that defensive line. I think they brought in a couple of defensive backs, a couple of safeties as well. They brought in Micah Bernard, a running back from Utah. So there could be a nice battle there. Another defensive tackle, Cam Horsley, from Boston College. Um, so they definitely are trying to bolster up defensively. David Bender, a linebacker out of Texas. Could definitely compete for that off-ball linebacker spot. So they definitely brought in some very interesting players for this. I did like they brought in Davion Ross, one of a cornerback in Memphis. Definitely a local product. Um, well, so there are definitely some guys that are going to be very interested to see if they can make this team. I still think they could bring in, maybe a free agent or two, maybe like a Zadarius Smith or a Matthew Judon, definitely. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is gonna go. Voluntary workouts have begun, and then of course OTAs are gonna be in May. Rookie mini camp, I believe, is in 8 days. Rookie mini camp will be May 9th and 10th. So definitely gonna get ready for that. And then after that, they can end up joining the veterans for voluntary workouts as well. So I am definitely looking forward to that. Some other news, of course. So I was very impressed with that. Cam, I give an A+ for that one. Femi, I'm gonna give it a C- for Femi. I really wasn't on that pick. Could have went D, but I think you need an edge rusher, but I'm gonna say C-. Kevin Winston, I'm gonna give that one. I think I'm gonna give that one a B-. I think that one could potentially become a B+. Definitely. DK, I'm gonna say also a B-. I think Gunnar Helm, I could see that as a B+ turned to an A-. Illuminor, I'm gonna definitely say A. I gotta give that one an A. Jackson Slater, I think, is a B. And then of course the last two picks, I'm gonna say C+. Definitely with that. Reggie B says I'm flying in for training camp plus Jack's barbecue. I see you. Stevie says I like the safety. Yeah, I'm starting to like him too. I'm liking him too. But before we get ready to run, definitely again, the Titans declined the 5th-year option of Traylon Burks. Absolutely no surprise. I think that's the right decision. Because I don't know if he's gonna make the roster, but it'll be too expensive to cut him. Something, maybe somebody additional 6th-round pick for him maybe next year or anything like that, and maybe we just bite the bullet and cut him. Unless he just completely shows out, I don't think he makes this team. And Yomanor was the one who completely beat Hunter down. 13 catches, 294 yards, I believe, in 2023. I believe that game. So Burks getting declined, no surprise. Definitely the press conference, definitely saw some clips from Tyler Lockett. I mean, I really like Tyler Lockett, a consummate professional. I don't know what number he's going to wear because Burks has 16 right now. So I don't know what number he's going to wear. Um, Consummate professional. He shook the hands of every member of the media. And he's like, hey, y'all are family too. I gotta get to know my teammates, gotta get to know the media as well. So I I love the professionalism. And he's like, I got a lot of information Cam Ward from Quandre Diggs, and things like that, because they used to be teammates. And so I just love the professionalism of Tyler Lockett. And I think he still got some stuff left. He said, look, I may be in year 11, but I don't feel like it. I feel like I still got something left. And so I'm looking forward to that. Um, Overchicken said, I went to Washington State last Pac-12 started. Ooh, I heard about Cam Ward a little bit when he was at Wazoo, and he was putting up numbers then. Yeah, he was putting up numbers at Wazoo. I remember that. I slightly remember that. What Keith said would be crazy if Cam make Burks play out of his mind. I mean, hey, they usually say quarterbacks make others better, not others make the quarterback better. So yeah, a good quarterback can elevate somebody else's play. Very much so. Peyton Manning did that for years. Made guys like Pierre Garcon, Anthony Gonzalez, Blair White Reggie White made them extremely relevant. So again, the quarterback can make a player better. So we're definitely gonna find out. Skoronski, of course, spoke today. Um, I know Chad Brinker was on with Buck Rising. I didn't get to really listen to that. I'll probably go back and listen to that. Maybe I'll make a short about that. Um, you know, Coach Callahan talked. I think he talked about, hey, he's not worried about who's not here right now. It's voluntary, so he's not really going crazy on that. Um, some players like to work out on their own. I think Big Jeff is like one of them that works out on their own and stuff. So, um, I'm looking forward to the season. Definitely looking forward to hearing some updates about things going on. We're definitely gonna find out about that as well. So I definitely look forward to that. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to Miss from the University of Memphis, who was the 252nd of the draft, I believe, going to the Patriots. So definitely congrats to him. He was the only University of Memphis player to get drafted. But of course, a couple of my guys got signed as undrafted free agents. Shout out to our quarterback, Seth Hennigan. He's down there in Jacksonville, XD. I'm sure you'll love him. My guy, Chandler Martin, our linebacker, he's with the Ravens. I believe Rock Taylor, a wide receiver. I believe he's in Pittsburgh. And then Mario Anderson Jr., following the footsteps of one of our guys, Daryl Henderson, is out there in LA with the Rams. So definitely glad for those guys to get signed to deals. Overchicken said, I'm glad you gotta go to work. I understand that. Go make your money. Appreciate you. And so quickly to wrap up, I do want to talk about one other thing. The Shedeur Sanders situation. Saw Shedeur Sanders took a gigantic, cataclysmic slide in the draft. One that was supposed to go at least in the top 3. Did not get drafted until the 5th round. I was tripping off of that because I'm like, dang, even though, there was, talk about maybe his attitude and how he didn't interview well and things like that, I would have figured he still would have got drafted pretty early. And he didn't, which I was very surprised by that. And I know that's all they were talking about and thought it was, shameful, disgusting, try to blackmail him, basically, punishing Prime through Shedeur and things like that. I thought Shedeur definitely has the talent. You know, I know Deion's influence would have been probably an issue, but there's no excuse for him falling to the 5th. And then, so shame on the rest of the other 31, the other 30 teams. And Cleveland passed on them a few times, and they drafted a quarterback. They drafted a quarterback themselves in the 3rd round. And so Shedeur may come in with a huge boulder on his shoulders and want to ball and show the world, y'all shouldn't have messed with me like that. And then some punk kid want to prank call him, pretending to be a general manager, saying, "Oh, you've been picked," and then come to find out it was a prank. I'm like, who does that crap? I believe Atlanta got fined and suspended for that. I'm gonna confirm that. Yeah, the Atlanta Falcons got fined over pranking Shador. Yeah. So they got fined, I believe, $250,000, you know, because of that. And I just thought that was utterly ridiculous. That was ridiculous. You gonna pull a prank on somebody like that, trying to realize their dream of being drafted in the NFL and stuff like that. So I thought it was foul. On now again, if you don't interview well, you're gonna have problems. If you come in with an arrogant attitude, acting like you think you all that in a bag of chips, the NFL will teach you a lesson. Because I guess they figured a lot of owners got together and was like, "Nah, take Shador off your board. You don't need to draft him." So we're gonna see how all of this plays out. Some people think it's a conspiracy or whatever. I mean, I was flabbergasted by the fall. I expected him to fall a little bit, maybe into the second round after Pittsburgh at 21, but I ain't expecting him to fall to the fifth round. Even I didn't think that. I was shocked. I kept looking like, when is Shador getting drafted? Somebody got to pick him up. Are you telling me Shador could go undrafted? Now, if we hadn't picked Cam Ward and Shador was there in the second round, I'd have been like, let's take Shador for kicks and giggles. Let's take Shador, and you didn't have to give up anything for him. So that's that on that. But everybody, again, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the show if you haven't already. I thank y'all for being patient with me with the microphone issues and all. I'm definitely going to get that taken care of before the season comes around. And I'm definitely going to be working on some more things coming up definitely very soon. Again, I thank everybody for tuning in to TNT tonight. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blu Enforcer, a.k.a. The Truth. Make sure y'all follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram. And I will definitely catch y'all next week. Let's see. Keith said that prank is ridiculous. Should be an investigation. Dylan Gabriel is no joke. If he was taller, he would have been drafted sooner. Sanders could have problems winning that job. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting race, but it was ridiculous. So, everybody, thank y'all for tuning into the show. Make sure y'all share this out, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will catch y'all next week once again on TNT Titans and Truth. As always, tighten up, because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.